So when did you come to the realization, Mike, that this is like crazy. I can't keep living like this.
I actually did it when I was in segregation. Just got into a big old riot. I got caught up doing something bad, and I was under investigation. I'm now facing, I had a 15-year sentence, but now I'm facing more time. So, I didn't know how to talk to God. And I've been hearing, like I was speaking to you earlier about the word, Jesus. I used to go to church just to talk to my fellow gang members in prison or whatever, just to hear what's going on in the unit or whatever. It was like my 68th day, and I'm just like, man, I'm done. What you want from me, God? This is what you want from me. And man, this is what I've been going through all my life, man. I don't know, nothing else. You put me back on the street, I'm probably gonna be selling back drugs, man. That's all I know how to do. I have no education. Can't get no job. What you want me to do? But he listened, he didn't answer me. He didn't answer me. I just went by my business. Next day, door open. Said, man, you got to get out. Apparently, somebody else took the rap, dropped charges on me, then me back out of population, and the warden told me, open my file. He said, man, I've been reading your file. You've been in trouble since you was a boy. I said, yes, sir. He said, you got 2 kids? I said, yes, sir. He goes, yeah, they come visit you like every other week. I said, yes, sir. He said, man, well, that's pretty rough on them, right? I said, yes, sir. He said, your parents, I don't see no record on your parents. I said, yeah, they never been in trouble. He said, man, why you can't do that for your kids? And right there, my world changed. Right there, when he said that, I was just like, man, you're right. It's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. You're right. I don't know why. My parents ain't do this. My parents were never in jail. I never knew losing my mom. My mom supported me, loved me for all the trials, all the jails, everything. I even got incarcerated for stealing candy bars, for stealing toys. I never did bad in my mama's eyes. You know what I mean?
Like she still loved you, Nspire.
To this day, it was nothing evil that people will plot in my mama's mind when they came to arrest and say, we taking your son for murder. My mom was like, no, not my baby. I still remember my mom telling them my whole story, where I was at, and just that right there really broke me. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking about my mom and thinking about she ain't never left me. I knew guys that never knew a mom. I know people that never knew a dad. And I'm blessed to have both moms that love me. You know what I'm saying? But I choose to go a different path, And that day just kind of just made me say, you know what? I'm done with this gang shit, man. I'm done. I went to my people. I came out of SEG. And, I was just like, hey, I came to my people and I was like, hey, I'm done, man. I said, I think
That's funny that you say that because most people, the picture's painted that you can't turn around. You can't get out. If you are in like gangs or you're part of like a certain set, in prison, that you can't get out of that. But you're sitting here telling me, you basically said, I can't do this anymore.
You can, and it takes a lot. You got to do a lot to get out. Mm-hmm. Not everybody can. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not everybody can, because a lot of, as you said, misery loves company.
Yeah.
A lot of these dudes get in the gang, don't put in no work for a gang. You just there to be down with them. They're gonna keep you around.
Right.
But I wasn't me.
Right.
I always proved myself. I ain't nothing to worry. There's nothing. Hey, you sitting in my spot, homeboy. You finna come out my spot.
Right.
I just went to the restroom. You gotta get up, homeboy.
Right.
That's I'm sleeping. You ain't. I don't care what it is. You ain't about to sit in that chair, man.
Right.
I own that chair. You sit in that chair. I come back downstairs. There's gonna be some issues. I was that dude. I was that.
How do you shake that mentality? I remember having this guy at our church. It's like if somebody needs somewhere to stay, if they want to sleep, and we didn't have housing. I just had one room and we threw a couple of beds in there, and that wasn't for that. It was like if I was there all day preaching or whatever, I'd have somewhere to lay down and then get up and keep counseling or whatever. And so we had that, and we had a guy that was part of a gang from L.A. On an assignment and got down here and got saved, I got church. But that mentality was still there. And I remember my husband would say, do not make him security over anything. Do not, do any of these things because it's not out.
Right.
And so how do you get out of it? Because I remember we had that room, and so I just gave him that room, and we put another bed, and there was another guy that was there. And I remember him making that guy get out of his bed and sleeping on the floor, and he got in the bed when he was the last one to come. And I'm like going, are you joking right now? But it was that mindset. And so you're saying that, like, you walk in, get out of my chair, get out of my whatever. How do you get out of that mindset so that you can be successful when you come out?
It took me a while when I came home. A lot was with God, to be honest with you, because after that issue, I told my people I'm done, man. And not that I just I didn't go straight to God. I just said I'm done. I think I did enough for y'all that I could say that, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is it.
And they accepted that.
Don't get me wrong, they have to. It was no doubt. Either, take me, I take you type situation. Right. But I was blessed, that it did. I was glad it did let me out. You know what I mean? Like, but I came home. I made amends to God. I said I was going to apologize to my mom and dad. I didn't want to sell no more drugs.
So did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't want to sell more drugs. I got a job making $8 an hour.
No, did you make amends with your parents?
Oh, right. Yeah, when I came home, that was the first thing I did.
Really?
I told my mom and dad I'm sorry.
Did they believe you?
Yeah. And my mom hugged me and she believed me. My mom's gonna believe me whatever. I tell you even if I'm lying. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's just the type of woman. That's just the type of woman she is. Yeah. She loved me to death. She loved all of us to death.
Yeah.
I mean, all my brothers, there's nothing bad that we could do in her eyes. But it took me a while to actually working with others, getting a normal job. $8
What was your first normal job?
I was working at a warehouse, sweatshop, making $8 an hour when I came home, and $200 a week, where I used to be making $20,000, $30,000 a week before I went to the penitentiary. Wow. I had big. I still had my home when I was selling drugs. I had a big house at 18 years old, 5 cars at 18 years old. I paid my mama's rent, paying my brother's rent, paying my homeboys' rent, taking care of people. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just, my circle was getting fed. My circle was being good. That was making me happy. They were doing things for me. I was paying, it was just the way it was.
Right.
But my first job was at his warehouse, and it kind of humbled me. It kind of made me where, I didn't have to take care of anybody no more. We was all making the same $8 an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were all struggling to get a coat, at lunch. And that's what kind of brought me more of, like you said, letting that anger out of me. Because now I really didn't have somebody try to take something from me. Because back to square one. Right. Where I come from.
So did you go back to the same neighborhood?
No, I actually lived in my home.
Okay. All right.
My home before I went into penitentiary. I still had my home.
You still had your home?
I rented my home out when I was incarcerated. I worked there, and when I was there, I said, man, I'm a hustler. If I make it doing bad, why I can't do it doing good?
Right.
So from $8, I could talk to anybody.
Right.
I could adapt to my surroundings.
Right.
So I went from $8 to $10 to $12 to $13
right.
to $14, $14.50.
Right.
Then I went from delivery job, and now I'm driving to different companies, and now I'm mingling with different companies. Who's hiring here, who's hiring there. Right. And I made all the way up to $25 an hour.
But that still wasn't enough, because sitting in Mike's right now.
It wasn't. It was.
Yeah.
It came to a point where I wanted more. The greed.
Yeah. Come on.
The greed. I mean, I can't not explain it. And it's been, I mean, the Lord's been blessed, but I want more. You know, I wanted more.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you why. I wanted more for me at the time.
Right. But then
where I started, this happened.
Uh-huh.
You know, I opened up a business.
Right.
And I started.
Mike, okay, we got to back up. How you just open up a business?
I saved up money.
You saved it up because it was in your dream.
Right.
That was something that you wanted.
Right.
Did you know you wanted to do this though?
No. I remember I was back making $25. I lost my job.
Okay.
So now I'm back in the corner. Now on my back I'm thinking God left me. I went from an $8
all the way up
to a $25 hour job, and my life changes. Now I got more bills.
Of course.
I got, you know, my wife expects so much. My kids expect so much.
Right.
You know, so now I'm like, man, how can I keep this up without doing bad?
Right.
And I said, you know what, man, I can't, because I don't have any education. I have a GED that I earned when I was in prison.
Right.
But who's going to hire me? I mean, who's going to give me, I only have a $25 an hour job because I was mingling with people that, you know, I can't go get an application in and get a $25 an hour job.
Right.
But my will was like, you know, I'm not going to stop, you know. And then I was going out to look for jobs and nothing was happening. And I just kind of gave up. And I called my buddy, was kind of my road dog, my crime partner when we was growing up.
Yeah.
And he was cutting hair.
Okay.
And I called him just for some advice. I was like, man, I need to talk to somebody, you know, whatever. And he said, man, homeboy, go to barber school. I was like, barber school? He said, yeah, go to barber school. I said, man, I'm going to go to barber school bro. I need a job, you know what I mean? I need a job.
Right.
So I just dwelled on it for a minute. I said, man, I'm going to go and try it out.
Right.
And not knowing, just going, I loved it. Like, as soon as I went in there, it was just like my calling.
Wow.
Like, I went to school.
Right.
It's just so weird how me and barbering came together.
Right.
Because it's everything that I grew up to know. And why I say that, I was into fast money. I always had money in my hand. I like having money in my hand.
Yeah.
Now I'm in the industry where I can make money every day.
Right.
Cash money.
Right.
Without being in the streets.
Right. And it's
legal. Not street money. It's not illegal, but it's
legal.
Right. It's legal money, but it's just the mentality of a lot of drug dealers, to be exact, are so used to having transactions. I don't know what it is. It's just a sickness or illness or something in their mind that a transaction makes it complete.
Right.
And being a barber in the transaction, it just makes me feel like I'm doing something like, hey, I'll cut your hair. Here you go, bud. Thanks a lot, man. You know what I mean? And I mean, not just me. And everybody's different. But once I started cutting hair, the environment, the people I met, you know, I could come to work, you know, not working in the heat, and you know, I just fell in love with it. I really did.
So you didn't start out owning your own place?
No, I didn't. I went to school, long sacrifice of school.
Right.
Because then again, can't stop. I can't stop paying bills.
Gotta keep working. Right.
So I got to work.
Right.
Go to school. Still maintaining my situation at home, my wife, you know, in that type of situation.
Right. You never went back to old living.
No, I didn't.
Because that would have been easy.
Right.
That would have been easy. You had an excuse then.
Right. And I did. And I thought about it.
Yeah.
But I came too far.
Come on.
I came too far without it.
That's good.
I came too far without it. And I said to myself, man, and you know, and everybody I know, everybody see me now with my jewelry on, my cars now.
Right.
Think I'm selling drugs.
Right.
This is all Clipper money, man. This is business money.
Come on.
You know. You know. Like I tell you, you could do it, man. You could do it. I did it.
Yeah.
You know, it been times where I got out of school. I went and worked for somebody for a year. I saved my money. Like I sacrificed. Now I'm a dude. I gotta buy Jordans every when they first come out.
Right.
But I sacrificed. So you know what? I'm open up a shop and put all my money up.
Right.
I made $10. I'm putting it up.
Right.
I ain't going out to eat. You know what I mean? My kids need something. I feed them, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're doing barbecues at home, whatever.
Right.
Man, just opened up the shop one day. I came to Conroe. Never heard of Conroe in my life. Never came out here.
You know, Mike, I'm glad. I'm glad you did not know about Conroe in the 80s.
Right. I didn't know Conroe. I didn't know nothing about Conroe. Didn't know nothing. I was working in the Woodlands. My boy Eddie's shop.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good man.
Yeah.
Him and the other guy named Freddie. And my boy Achilles. Them three men showed me how to cut hair, showed me how to run a business. And I appreciate Eddie for giving me the opportunity for hiring me, because I was still in a little bit rough edges coming out of school.
Right.
You know, him giving me a chance, you know, to work for him and teaching me, you know, where I'm at now. Yeah. And we still talk now, and I still like tell him, man, like I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to work for you, man. Yeah. I really do. Yeah. I know I'm not that man that bite the hand that fed me, and I respect the man for doing that. And shout outs to Eddie Barbershop. But I came open up the shop, and I have my protege over here named Orlando that I met in barber school with me. Real good man. He's a real good man. I felt real lucky to be blessed to have a man like that in my life. You know, he's my boy. He's been my manager in the shop, and I much respect to him. We came out here to Conroe. Didn't know no soul. Opened up this shop. For 6 months, I didn't have a soul come in here.
But you hung on.
And I hung on.
I think we got back up to that. So 6 months, you were cutting nobody's hair.
Nobody's
Y'all
hair.
cutting each other's hair.
I got $30,000 invested in the shop.
Right.
They had no more money.
All right.
I couldn't even feed my babies. I was even worse now. I was worse at the time now that I got out of prison. I had no money. Couldn't feed my kids. I had a shop.
Right.
But nobody was coming in.
Right.
I had a business, but nothing was coming through that door.
Right.
Still had to pay bills.
Right.
Go home, pay my bills.
Right.
I was back again. I was going back thinking, I'm finna hit the streets again.
Right.
I can't do this.
Right.
Just stuck with it. Just went out there and to the corners and passed out flyers. Went to the stores, passed out flyers. So I even started giving free haircuts just so you come in and see my work. Yeah. And then I did that and just boom.
Just took off.
Just had patience. Wow. But I neglected having the Lord in my life at the time as well too.
You were trying to do it on your own still.
Right.
Yeah.
And everything come back to the story, everything I told you. It's always been the Lord's plan for me. For some reason, He always had His hand on me. For some reason, you know, I could have been locked up for the rest of my life. I could have been dead. There were no other options for me. No other options for me.
Wow.
So where I'm at now, to have 2 shops, to have 12 employees, and what makes me now as a business owner, it ain't the money.
Right.
It's that to see my staff, these young men, these young women grow up. Now, see, they have kids. They buying houses. They starting their families. They doing good. And I said, like, man, 15 years ago, I was in prison hurting people, and I'm over here now.
Helping and blessing people.
Blessing people. Yeah. I mean, man, God's good.
Yeah.
He had a plan for me.
Yeah.
And not in 1,000 years, I would have seen this man out here buying his house because he worked for me. This man, this woman getting married, meeting her husband, getting married, having children. I had one woman work for me. She was making $300, $200 a week, cutting, being on her feet. I blessed her. I said, come work for me. I guarantee you so much money. And she came over here, met a man, got married, bought some land. That's a dream.
Yeah.
That's a dream.
Yeah, it is.
But, you know, come back to where you asked me where I'm at in life. I'm Mike Esparza. I own Mike's Barbershop. Yeah. Mike's Barbershop Conroe. Mike's Barbershop in Porter. Yeah. I'm an entrepreneur, businessman. Yeah. I'm a God-fearing man. Yeah. I am
father.
Father.
Yeah.
I got 2 beautiful daughters, a beautiful son. My oldest daughter's in college.
Right.
I would thought I'd have a kid in college. My second daughter's about to graduate. No kids. I think I did a great job as a father, even though I raised them behind the walls for so many years.
Yeah.
I always encourage my kids. I never want my kids. I got the sweetest son in life. Like, I never want my son to feel what I went through. Because everything I went through as a young man, fear, hatred, I never want that to plant that in my son's heart.
Wow. Mike, I'm going to tell you what, I didn't know what it was going to fully be like, you know. I knew it would be good, though. But it surpassed anything that I even expected. I'm so grateful to you for being so open. If you just take a couple minutes and just, you know, speak to those young brothers and sisters that feel like they can't get through, and then we're going to head on out of here and let you go home.
Y'all hit some rough times. You heard my story. I've been through it, man. All of it. Hurt, loneliness, people betray you. Whatever the situation is, whatever you're going through, man, I'm a walking, talking product of what life could be. And then what I know what more life is going to give me in this world, man. Just stay strong. Just stay strong, knowing that tomorrow's a better day. Trust me, it don't never stays where you're at now. You're going to overcome it. You're going to overcome it. I've been to my point in my life where I never thought I'd be where I'm at now. I'm happy.
Be sure and like and share and come and get your cut right here
BarbershopMikes.com.
at
Look us up.
BarbershopMikes.com. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Man. Bless me.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Regina, you're listening to Nspire. See you guys later.
Bye.